there's nowhere to go, and there's no way to slow. If I knew what I knew in the past, I would have been like that on your.
È nato il 16 febbraio 1959 e si può considerare un figlio di New York City. Per descriverlo useremo una serie di numeri, ad esempio 148, come i suoi titoli vinti fra singolare e doppio. 4, gli anni consecutivi in cui è stato numero 1 del mondo. 96, la percentuale di vittorie nell'annata più vincente della storia del tennis, il 1984. 7, come i titoli del Grande Slam vinti. 5, come le Coppe Davis vinte con gli Stati Uniti. Ma i numeri non bastano per descrivere uno dei tennisti più grandi di tutti i tempi. L'ospite della puntata speciale di Sport Frame è John McEnroe.
Well, I think that it turned out that, ironically, the things that I used to be criticized for and the things that I got fined for are the very things that they want me to do. I kid around, but I mean, it's partially true that the phrase that I use is that I used to get fined when I yelled at an umpire. Now I get fined if I don't yell at him. It's something that's, I never thought in my wildest dreams that something that I said once at Wimbledon, for example, people yell at me every day. You know, I never thought that would happen. I never thought that people would, you know, come to watch me play, and then when I screamed at an umpire, they'd be happy. As far as Jimmy goes, we had a great rivalry. You know, he made me a better player, and I think I made him a better player. And that's what I remember now. You know, I mean, he's a pain in the ass, and I'm a pain in the ass at times, and with each other, he's, you know, he's tough to figure out sometimes, but he probably thinks the same thing about me. So I think we have respect for each other. That's the biggest thing. I mean, we could talk to each other. If he walked into that room, you know, I would shake his hand and give him a hug if he wanted. I'm okay with that because we were part of like history in a way for us. I think Ivan made a tough decision when he was young. It's not easy to leave your home, even though it seems like obvious to a lot of people. It's still hard to walk away from your family and almost start a new life. You know, $1 was like $20 there, $10. You know, so you could live in a way like a king for, you know, way less money. He decided to go where, you know, $1 was $1. What America's all about over the years is that people come from all over the world, and then eventually they become citizens, and Ivan was one of those. So I mean, it was, I always think of him as someone from, I mean, it was Czechoslovakia. Now it's not even Czechoslovakia. You never know what's going to happen. Murray, you know, had that type of, you know, finesse, and that was part of what made him good. And you know, a guy like Tomic, you know, he doesn't play with, like, he does weird things. That's why people still think he could be good. He can hit it hard occasionally. You know, occasionally I could hit a big serve or hit a big ball, but more often than not, you're sort of keeping people off balance. Most players don't play that way, obviously. Very few players. I think Murray would be, you know, I wish he had been more aggressive at the net and used his hands, because he's got very good skills with his hands. But he's never really done that. And I don't know if he ever will. You may see it again if the rules are changed. I mean, something will change, just like they changed the courts at Wimbledon, you know, 10, 12 years ago. The way they play on clay is different than they used to. I mean, it's much faster on clay even. So at the moment, the way the game is constructed with these strings and rackets, you don't see very much of that. I think so, because I think that the old players with the new players are having a lot of success. So I think people are going to keep doing that, and they bring something good to the table, and I think you're going to see even more of it. The last 2 days have been, I mean, I was disappointed with the way I played, even though I knew that I was overmatched anyway, but I wanted to play better, but the crowd have been so great. You know, Geneva had that tough, obviously, it's going through like a tough time, and so to see the people come out was unreal. And I have a lot of history personally in Milan, and this has been one of the best crowds I've played in a long time. I mean, I can't even remember. It's been a while, so It was a great feeling. If you play in front of like a crowd like this, it's pretty easy to, when you say you want to come back, you do want to come back. I always take it like even one tournament or one match at a time because I want to feel like I can perform pretty well. I haven't played in Italy in a long time. The way that the last 2 days have been, I would definitely want to come back for sure. There's no question about it. It was great.